This is two shy guys a mile high, and we're gonna run it like this.
Certified on the track.
Daniel Negroni, we got his own podcast.
What was the name of that?
What, Remco Rankemeyer? That's his name, Remco.
What does he specialize in?
He's like a journalist, like a poker journalist, just going through.
Oh, he's
like,
a journalist.
Yeah, always talking about GTO, game theory, optimal. Just doing interviews, things like that. So he's always bringing interviews to the podcast. So that's how I'm serious. That's how I be listening about like all the legislation, and all that shit, and then because they about to legalize it, bro.
They going?
Yeah, they're about to legalize it.
Because I remember, I think it was in 2011, I woke up, for those of you, this is WB, come follow me, we're going to have a different start or whatever we are doing this episode. I used to play Poker Stars under the moniker WB Mustang. I was playing multi-table tournaments, like 12 at a time, so I was making at least, my good months, I could make 4,000.
They got money,
but at least like 2,000-3,000, like.
That's good.
You can check me out. You check my stats out. You're
Hendon Mob.
Nah, not on Hendon Mob. That's you. You're on Hendon Mob, but they could check out Shark Scope. I was getting I forgot what my return rate was or whatever.
You got me started though.
Yeah, But I digress. I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole. So I woke up in 2011. I'm like, yo, what's up? And it was called Black Friday because you go to the PokerStars website and you just see a big banner that says the FBI seized whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, what's up with my money? So I had like a couple racks on there, that was just sitting on there for a little while, but it took a while to get out. But
that's people's livelihood.
Yeah, that's people's livelihood. But that's just little old me. I mean, at the games were popping then. You had like Full Tilt going. You had Tom Durdwan, Patrick Antonius, all those cats playing on Full Tilt for millions. They had the nosebleed games. It was crazy.
Before the Full Tilt scandal, it was just But now it's totally different.
Phil Ivey was on there throwing up big bread too.
Man, who wasn't on there? You talking? Yeah, Daniel Negroni. You know what I'm saying? Them cats. But now they still play poker a different way.
But I ain't gonna fraud. That took me through some depression too, because at the same time, it was also when they had bailed out all the banks and stuff. So I was kind of spinning out a little bit. I was like, man, how are they bailing out all these banks? But they just gonna come scoop my money off of my PokerStar site? Like, I'm making 4 racks. Like, that's decent money that I'm adding to my income.
But enjoying the online version
ain't
of what is
enjoying the online version of where I can go down the street and play at an Indian casino. Mm-hmm. So I really didn't know it was gonna. And even right now, in some states it is legalized, but right now in Washington it's not legalized. For we can't do none of that fantasy football, none of that.
DraftKings stuff like that.
That's dead. All that sports betting is dead out here,
and that's silly. Why would you not allow your patrons if they want to bet on sports? I'm not legally. I don't know what's stopping them, but it's like, hey, you can go to the casino. I mean,
to me, what really also took it to another level too is the way that they snuck it in, because they put it in a 9/11 bill. There was the UIGEA, Unlawful Internet Gaming Enforcement Act, and they snuck it into an earmark in a bill for 9/11 and terrorism. So they slipped it in there under the cards.
Trying to say that was illegal for that reason.
And then, because if you don't vote on the earmark, then you're going to not vote on the bill. And are you, as a senator, how you going to tell your constituents that you ain't about getting rid of this terrorism stuff after 9/11? So they slipped it in there on the low. But it all comes out at the end of the day to the tax money, because they were not in America. They were not getting any tax revenue from the players. They were not getting much of the tax revenues from the actual sites themselves. And I think that's what it's about, just about the money. Because if they would have actually taken the time to legislate it and get the tax money off of it, you think about how much money they could be having and making right now, you know what I'm saying, and what they could have done with that money. So who knows?
But I think it's just a fear of the unknown of what happens if you legalize something that has, limitless scale. I mean, think about it. I mean, I can go open up a poker room downstairs in my basement, and now I'm playing online I'm serving games. there's some slippery slope there. I get it, but at the same time, if you propose it in a way that makes sense, right? Like, hey, if this is the benefit of it, the pro lay it out like any plan.
I think it's just about
pros and cons.
it's about money. Pros and cons, you can have all that. It's about money.
But
G.
you can get money, like you said, the tax revenue there alone. I mean, if you're able to play in the United States and build your own,
the same moniker as marijuana. Then, if you talk about that,
fair. But now that's legal. You know what I'm saying? And it was all taboo for what? Like, it's from the earth. I mean, you can have your views about it, but it is what it is.
And it's legal now, but who's really doing the analysis to see how many of the people in the markets that were marginalized, that were sent to jail for this, are actively in the business right now?
Oh,
and I'm just going to leave it like that.
free the guys.
We got freedom, and black people got to be able to participate in the industry, too. I bet you if you go through and pull who has all the licenses in Washington, I know Sean Kemp got a piece of one.
Yeah, for real.
But besides that, you got to do your homework on that. In general.
Only one black, dispensary in the state of Washington, because that was the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. I mean, how do you think that's gonna fare out though nowadays? I mean, with the legalization of more states are legalizing it, right? Like, do you think you're gonna see more black-owned dispensaries? I mean, I would hope so. I mean, just in general, like, you see more black people in situations that they weren't able to be in, right? Because of the stigma. You know, like you said, folks are in jail right now because of this, and now they need to, like they said, they decriminalizing it. So now that's a whole nother ball game. People coming out, they probably like, yo, I got civil actions. You know what I'm saying? I've been in jail for whatever, 10, 20 years on some trees. You know what I'm saying? From the earth. So it's a whole slippery slope. But I mean, the conversations are happening now, which is amazing, right? Just being open-minded, I think is the theme here, right? Like, whatever you're doing, hopefully people are open-minded, leadership are open-minded to say, hey, let's look at something different. Let's see what's going on. And as long as everybody is moving in the positive direction, it's not harming anybody, and everybody has a voice and input in it, then what good can not come out of that, right? You know what I'm saying? When everybody's not able to sit at the table and actually talk about it and have an input, then you're really not getting the best version of whatever you're trying to accomplish, right?
I mean, that's a very pie in the sky, very rose-colored vision you have right there, that it should be like that. But unfortunately, I think it's about control, power, and money.
It's about control, power, and money.
1 pound spec, eating live. 1 pound spec, eating right. 1 pound spec, sleep at night. You'll see the light. Key to life.
Okay, fair. So then I counterpoint. I would say it's all about relationships, right? Which comes with that, right? So I think if we focus on that, on the relationship part of it, now once again, like you said, pie in the sky, I get it. Everybody's not going to feel that way. But as we hopefully evolve as people, right, we get to that point of the golden rule still applies, right? And then, like I said, if we have that mindset,
You
right?
ain't got power, man.
You don't have power? You don't think so? If the relationship is there, so between all three of us, it's 33, whatever you want to call it, right? Power is what?
Yeah, but we
influence.
Three like-minded, level-headed. But as you get different folks with different characteristics that want to steal power and feel like they need all of the power to be successful, to be seen, or to be heard, then you have the people getting jealousy act, and you got, you know what I'm saying? It's just different things that add into it. We know each other, and so we do things, we split it 3 ways. But everybody ain't like that. Everybody ain't tight like 2CGMH. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got the glue. So when it comes down to that, more people feel siloed, feel isolated. The more money you have, the more problems you know what I'm saying? The more problems you get. So you don't trust. So we trust each other. You come to the point where you don't trust the next man that may not have the best out for you, or that may have it. So it depends on somebody's character when it comes into that. So with characters involved, when pride's involved, when power's involved and greed's involved, you know what I'm saying? Just all of those things don't mix unless you got that fine equilibrium or equal balance between the three. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all ain't out trying to get me and I ain't out trying to get y'all. So we mesh together well like this. But if you got other folks where you don't know the hidden agendas or intentions of somebody, then, that takes away your power. So how can I get the power first before somebody else may have it? Then they can call the shots.
You said it right. Hidden agendas.
Yep, hidden agendas.
That's usually the blow up spot of everything, right? Just put it on the table. You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes, like you said, with the trust and the fear of if I show really, if I'm vulnerable, I'm expose myself, then now I'm open. This person really could jab me. But then if you don't open up, you know what I'm saying, you holding back, the person that's really genuine people know when you holding back, right? Especially like you said, they got hidden agendas. We come in here to do this, this, and this. Now, if we want to add something, at least put it out there versus trying to control and manipulate the situation. I think that's when the problems start arising, when people try to exert control and manipulate, when there just need to be only transparency there and let the situation develop, right? So it's the hidden agendas. I think, you hit it on a good point there. But the underlying thing is greed, power, money, all that. But what I've learned personally is that if you have the trust, right, you have the agenda, usually good things come out of that. You got people that's going to see that they're not going to be able to operate in that space because they don't feel comfortable enough to be able to share in that space, right? And usually you can weed those people out. So I just looked at it from a leadership perspective and said, all I can do is just, here's the agenda, let's stick to that. And if I'm dealing with people that's genuine and have the best interest at heart, they're leaders in themselves in general because they want to see people succeed.
So you as a leader know you can draw the perfect play, but people don't be running the routes like you think they should run them. They be running routes, and it might be not as crisp or sharp, but it's a route that could produce a result versus, you going and thinking like, this is how I think that person should run the route. I think as leader, it needs to step back and be like, all right, this person is not me. This person has a different style as me. However, whatever they do to produce a result, you gotta be comfortable with that. And if you are having heartbreak or concern, it should be only if something doesn't get met or something gets dropped. It's not always being micromanaging, checking on them, and being in your feelings because they accomplished a task, but not in the exact proper steps that you wanted them to.
Yeah, because also things happen, as you go along the path, like you said, running a route. So if you running football and something comes up with a defender, puts you in a position where you gotta, make a detour, make an adjustment. So now the play is, is it broken or are you making the best play that you can make during that time? So I guess that's where we say hidden agendas versus like the true agenda. So we try to get to the same goal.
Trust is there.
Trust is in it too.
Because even case in point, let's just bring it back to us so we can make it practical for folks listening, right? I say to Phil, do this.
No, you don't tell me.
Listen. I'm like, all right, listen, we say, case in point, I feel like going to Chick-fil-A, you want to make the run, that's cool. We go to Chick-fil-A. Something happens, right? You don't know that they're going to give you these cards, you know what I'm saying, that they screw up there. You say, I'll be back in 10 minutes. You got the intentions of being back in 10 minutes. But my boy, I trust you. I know that you ain't going to leave us out there hanging with no communication. I know you're not going to leave us out there with nothing. You had to run an audible. So maybe it's 20 minutes. You might go, bro, look, they messed my order up, but I got a free meal out of it. I have to trust that you're going to make the best outcome and keep me informed as to what's going on. And that's all I can do as a leader, right? And if you got that trust in your team, then hey, that ain't like Phil. He would be on time or he would say something. So I'm thinking in my mind, how can I support him now? Because something don't came up. Because he would have said something. He would have said, I can't get the bag. They tripping. You would have said something. It wouldn't have been just nothing.
Get that bag.
But what I'm saying, there wouldn't have been any unknown there. You know what I'm saying? You would have figured out a way to communicate. Something has happened. It didn't go according to plan. That's all I'm saying. So if the trust is not there, then you run the route and you're like, damn, I wonder what happened.
I don't fumble the bag.
Fair? No, that's fair. Just for this argument.
No, I don't want the argument involving mine stuff. The Drip Chronicle get the bag. Don't make my article about no fumble.
You get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it.
But see, that's why we trust that something would have happened because you would have said something or you would the task would have got accomplished, right? You audible whatever you did. It was because you had to at the time.
I ran that hot route in Madden.
There you go. So the trust is there. We know what's happening. Now how can we support if something did happen? We already in that mode of support versus, damn, he didn't do the job. You see what I'm saying? It's a different level. It's a different framing, a different perspective. I'm more of like, how can I help here? Because something's out of the normal versus, he just dropped the ball. I don't know what's happening. I think he's not a good fit for this team. You see what I'm saying? It's a different way of looking at the same possible outcome.
Mm-hmm. He out here sounding like he the LeBron of the team, man. He out here with I'm Kyle Kuzma now.
Oh,
I'm getting shipped off to the Shanghai Sharks.
No way.
He tried to Kyle
man.
Kuzma me, man.
What is going on there, man? That's crazy, bro.
No, I'm not in there. I'm not in the locker room.
Come
Ain't either.
on. Professionals.
Hey, we finna see LeBron and the GM finna get together for a meeting, and then we finna find out who's on the new look Lakers.
Right, over a glass of wine.
You know,
They getting something
Or
catered,
his
man.
vodka. Or his, my bad, tequila.
hey,
But let's talk. So how do you? We were just talking about that earlier. Like, what? When you get to a point where you feel like I'm 1, 2, or 3 on a team, other than just blatant talent is just blatantly supreme, right? How? I mean, how does one really categorize themselves like that in a team, a true team, right? I'm not talking about basketball. Like let's talk about a work team where, everybody putting up the same points. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? How do you think that's a good thing to kind of classify people like that, or classify them by their strengths? You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
gonna say strengths and weaknesses. So depending on the situation that you're in, so you know who to play when that play comes up. So if you're in a situation, for example, the podcast. If we're in a situation where we got to get some episodes out and we thinking about content, or we trying to put together the edits for the gram and the social media output. So when we come together, we'll say, okay, WB, he's good at putting together episode releases. He's the person when it comes to you and the architect. He does the write-ups because you got that language that you like to get out there. Your vernacular is very, very, you exceed at that. And then the edit scheme, just because I be having the edit touch and the creative joint around like what the edit should look like, or
like
the
some
sound
music
bites.
to add. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we get with Mark, you certified.
Certified on the track.
We all got our different niches in terms of, hey, when that part comes on, we want to play this song, or that beat comes to mind when we talk about this subject, or you become with all the references to movies. Hey, what movie is that? Oh, yeah, I already know. That's coming to America, 44th minute. So, you know what I'm saying? Right. Depending on the situation, what everybody, exceeds at and what everybody can need some help on. So, when we get together putting together this podcast, we know when we sit down in the thing, all right, Phil's going to be on the computer. WB is going to be coming with the ideas. Al should be on here tweeting. You know what I'm saying? Follow the Twitter. Shout out to follow us on IG, 2CGMH. But we know our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to a situation. We know our team, so we know when to pick and play in terms of what type of predicament we're in.
And when to step up, too, because sometimes we all have vacations. We're not just here just every day. We all have other lives as well.
For real.
So getting together and being understanding the schedules, it's just a lot, man, that goes into that. And I think you hit it on the head too, just talking about keeping it strength based versus ranking systems. I think that's when you start getting that envy kind of built in on teams. I mean, okay, like basketball teams. I mean, people got stats and all that stuff. Yeah. I'm talking about leading people or leadership. If for promotions, I mean, I guess you got to kind of rank and know who you're going to. But it's like if you have a good team or a good mix of people and people are trying to learn within that culture you have, you're going to see flashes of greatness where somebody can go from 1 to 3, 3 to 1, whatever. And it's just because they're getting stronger in their gifts, or they're getting stronger in their weaknesses, right? And so I've always thought about a strength-based approach. Whenever I team with people, I'm like, hey, I don't know, you got 30 years experience, but you might be trash on the IG. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to get posts out there.
Yeah.
So don't come in there thinking you're going to be number one on the team, or if that's even thought about. So.
But at the same time, I think you just have to be cognizant of the fact that in life you're going to get ranked regardless, but you only can do what you can do to work on your strengths and work on your weaknesses.
Yep.
But keep the internal ranking though, right? Like I'm number one to me, right? Like no matter what somebody says, because when I think of ranking, I just think of like it's power, right? It's just saying like I'm over you versus me over you.
But
it's like,
you're right. Everybody is number one of one, because there's only one of yourself.
There
so
you
as
go.
long as you keep that mentality, like you said, you're gonna be straight.
Yeah.
But it comes back to just how you view yourself, how you view others, and just really just being yourself, bro. I think, and that's the toughest thing to do, because it's always, well, what do other people think? Blah blah blah. Even on teams, you get that. I think that I'm doing good over here. How do you think I'm performing? It's like, well, just if there's a task in front of you, just go all in on that thing.
That's a word, man, because speaking of 2CGMH, this is the final episode of this season. We're doing a recap, so let's just talk about that since we're talking about teams. How we see ourselves as a team as we recap, everything that happened during this season. We took a couple hiatuses where we had some different things going on in our lives. So, we weren't able to get all the content out in a timely manner, but we got the content for you. So we appreciate the listeners. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in to hear what we got to say about different things that's going on in our lives, and then also what's going on around the world. So how would you feel we did as a team, assessing and being able to pivot and being able to adjust? So, WB, I'll open up to you first.
I think we did good pivoting and making sure that our topics and our internal cadence was good. But I have to kind of knock myself on the external output in terms of making sure that the episodes get released and stuff, because I am behind that. But at the same time, I'm going to let the listeners know I feed off of y'all energy too. So if I ain't really hearing that y'all really checking for us or anything, yeah, we're doing this for fun, for ourselves. But if I feel like they're not really checking for us or participating, or if we have something like a contest we really ain't getting no feedback on, sometimes that can be a little bit of a knock and be like, yo, we putting a lot of effort in. But that's not to say we don't appreciate you, but that's just to say that I'm just an energy type of person. I feed off the energy. So I do like it when people be like, yo, where's your stuff going on? Or is it on hold? Or is it like kind of helping to hold us accountable? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is on us to get the stuff out there.
You did a fantastic job,
you just
bro.
get up. It just comes with like ups and downs as life happens. Vacations happen, things happen in life. But we still got the content. We still going. We still ticking. But I thought internally we did a great job of making sure that at least we have the content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we stay connected too throughout all this. Because a lot, like you said, a lot of things were happening, and they're still happening. You know what I'm saying? But we're still able to come together with three different schedules, bro. I mean, that's a whole 3 different lives. You know what I'm saying? But we've always been that type of crew, though, and I think that's what the beauty of it is, and that's that built-in organic trust, that built-in organic. We're gonna keep talking about it because that's important. Just how we've gelled. Like nobody's like on your helmet about it. We know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so just the fact that people
internally, I'm on my helmet about it too, because I'm like,
worst critic. You're gonna be your worst critic though. You know what I'm saying? But that's why we here to say, yo, we got you. It's 2CGM. That's what we doing.
That's what it is.
And so like, I feel you, bro. Like it. And to go back to what you were saying, we stay consistent. Right, that's the one thing. Even if we didn't have like content ideas, we were still connecting, talking somehow. Like, yo, how you feeling today? Okay, you good? Open up again, I run over here, and then you would come back with an idea and say, hey, I think we should talk about this. So we will always communicate on how do we keep the listeners, engaged with what we're doing as well, and learning and seeing the evolution of all three of us, and hopefully seeing the evolution of our listeners, because this is real talk, man. Like, this ain't no scripted, super scripted thing. It's like, we want to talk about this, and then we just get into, the spirit of it. Like, this is what we thought. Hopefully it helps you. And so, for the recap, man, I've always felt like we've done a great job at just staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? Throw in it, bro. Come on. Like,
yeah, I got something to say after you get done, Phil.
Yeah, I would say the same thing as our transparency with ourselves. Being able to talk about different things going on, and just being able to be flexible around the fact that it is 3 different schedules. We are trying to, present this content. And like you said, the energy, you know what I'm saying, you get the feedback and stuff. So we appreciate everybody that's out there listening. We don't want to get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But, things come up. You know what I'm saying? I had an earlier thing when my pops got sick. You know what I'm saying? He's doing well now. So, shout out Pops, man. It's just adjustments that you got to make, because, we were getting into the mix of getting the episodes out. I got the call, we were doing the episode when I got the call from Mom. So I was just like, hey, bro, I'm going to have to leave in a week. You know what I'm saying? I took a week out, went down to spend some time with the family, got with met my niece for the first time. And then, you know what I'm saying, seen my nephews and stuff, and was able to check on my pops, got my son after he finished high school first year. It's just been the COVID year, man. That's what it is. That's how I'm going to rate it. It's the COVID year. It changed a lot of things. It definitely rustled a lot of feathers. So just had to make adjustments, and y'all were cool with that. Y'all were supportive, so it's just been that transparency, letting y'all know like, hey, this is what's going on, or this is what's going on. This is what I got to take care of, and helped along the way. We recorded the episode. Shout out T Hop. You know what I'm saying? Got the prayers for my pops and stuff. So that was definitely something where I was like, oh man, this is the team, man, and it's work. So no matter what it is, we continue to meet up, we continue to link up, and we continue to make the content because it's something that we want to do for ourselves. So we appreciate the listeners, but I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and I didn't want to make it sound like I was unappreciative or anything, because that was more so me talking from the outside, like. It makes me think about marketing and stuff like that. Like, maybe we are not doing what we need to do to reach the people who we want to reach, or maybe we got to figure out how to do that. And me personally, I could be a lot, because I understand that we all have different schedules, we have different things going on, and it gets to a point where like how does that get accomplished, Yeah. And to be honest, probably be hiring somebody or getting a volunteer or figuring out someone to do it, because to be real, I feel like I'm stretched as it is, and then I'm about to start school August 23rd for my master's in data science. So
yeah.
I just get a little bit overwhelmed internally and maybe a little bit frustrated, like I could be doing more, or I should be doing more, but I'm probably doing exactly what I should be doing.
Yeah.
Like you said, just being overcritical.
Yeah, I already know. Like you said, you're
that's the
hardest critic, man.
But that's why you're where you are, though, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't made it out of situations or been able to maneuver through a situation that most people might not be able to do, right? Just from where we all come from, right? So we got internally, we know what we need to do, and sometimes we push ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We push each other. But who's the number one fan? It's yourself. And you sit with yourself the most. You know the secrets. You know everything about you. And of course you're gonna give yourself flack, because you feel like you should be operating at peak efficiency at 100% of the time, and there's no 100% efficiency.
Hey,
I should be a straight machine. That's what
even machines, got some, got
right.
some.
You gotta do that preventative maintenance, man. Things happen and you gotta get touched up. So that's what it is. And I feel that. But I'm just appreciative, man, and just being here and being able to get here. And when we make it big, we're gonna look back at episodes like this and be like, man, look at that. We had some bumps in the road, but these are the bumps in the road, but we kept going.
That's our story. That's just our story.
Hey, that speed bump don't stop the car. It just make you slow down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You taking off after you go over that speed bump, though, if you don't see no more.
You might get some air, too. You might get some air time hitting that speed bump the right way. So it could be an experience that you never thought you could have.
That's real.
So, let's talk about that, man. What was...
Hold on, you had a question.
No,
you was gonna
that was... I didn't say what I needed to say. It was just more
up.
so on the marketing piece, I guess.
What was
My
bad, I didn't mean to cut you
off.
No
worries. No,
Go ahead and build something with us, man.
Hey, no, like, what was probably one of your best experiences so far this year? Like, it could be anything. Crazy. I watched an episode of Naruto.
Yeah, Sasuke. This is not no Naruto, but I trapped it like Sasuke.
That was like a good experience there. Thank you for putting me on there.
Hey, man, I can only help. Hey, that's it.
So since I hit you up, man, what do you think is like one of your best experiences this year?
I would say to be that time I got to spend with my family, and then just having the time with Tasha as well. Like, we've been in the modes with getting a lot of stuff done and getting a lot of things accomplished. Us starting some new ventures together in terms of business. Mm-hmm. That's dope, and getting LLCs and just being able to talk as a team and getting things ready for the future and where it takes us. And then, like, also I know that thing going back home from my pops when he was sick was saying it's devastating to hear it, but actually going home and spending the time with family. And I haven't been at home where my brother's at, my mom, my dad, and the nieces and nephews, my son. We were all together, and just being able to spend that time with them. Probably the best moment of the year so far for me is just, having that experience with them and spending time with them. I was out there for a whole week, so, it was just like back like it used to be, what I'm saying? Everybody around, around each other, just a drive away. So probably the best part. And then also, what I'm saying, putting out these episodes and getting with y'all, it helps elevate us all. And It's just, times that you don't get back. We have a lot of conversations that don't get recorded where we just spitting gems to each other and just, saying things to help us elevate, help us, get better, and giving criticism and also advice to each other. So those are the things that, kind of resonate with me, that hit with me, and that, I'll be listening to. So,
My dog.
What you thinking? WB, come fly with me. What's your best part for the year, man?
I'm trying to look through photos so I can kind of get like a reminder, because I do very bad with kind of remembering everything I've done. That's why it's kind of good to write that stuff down. Probably getting to graduate school, I'd say. That's part of it. And then working on getting the pavers done outside my house too, because I was talking about that and getting that done too. So probably those two things.
It looks good out there too, man. I was out there doing a little Sigma walk on there. You know what I'm saying? Had to break it in the right way.
I knew there was some extra sand around there.
But I was just over there
But
getting
probably
spider
those.
webs.
I would say probably those two things. Because there's probably countless other things that I'm missing too.
That's
at the
real.
same time though. But that just sticks out, maybe because they're just kind of recent. But
No, that's fair, man. I mean, literally spending that time with our boys, man, with Mary and our kids, man, and being able to build our business, man, together and spend time with each other, man, and learn. Because, our 1 year anniversary is coming up.
Shout out.
A month, you know what I'm saying? And just planning that, being able to communicate, with her and talk about the future, you know what I'm saying? And talk about, where we want to take, help take each other, and we always talk about it. We have to be a unit, you know what I'm saying? But also I know there's certain personal goals that she want to achieve. She knows there's personal goals that I want to achieve. And I'm, we're just trying to be the best supportive, spouses we can be and friends we can be. And it's like, what the pandemic has shown me, you know what I'm saying, is that like you said, that time you can't get back. So yeah, I'm gonna be in your face. I'm gonna be loving you the best way I can, and I'm gonna keep evolving because I owe it to you to be the best version of myself. I owe it to y'all. Come on, Drip, fly with me. Like, come on, I owe it to y'all to be the best version of me, so that when I leave this earth, maybe 100 years from now, you can be like, hey, he lived his life.
I'm going to ask you a question there. Why haven't you got out there in the workout at Kyra spoon-fed to be the best version of yourself? WB, come fly with me. You just came out there, did a class, man. Hey, that's another thing. Just trying to get back into shape and getting back active out there, man. Architect, I'm a challenge you right now. I want to see you on one of the classes. You know what I'm saying, for the trial. Shout out Kyra for getting us right, man. Check her out. You got the opportunity. But yeah,
somebody gotta watch the kids, man. So my wife be out there.
We got Rio, man. Big bro.
Fair.
Big bro, and I send PJ over there too, man. He help him out too. So and Tony.
I'm tuning my schedule down. I'm tuning my schedule down. I already talked to wife about it.
Class,
no, that's fair. We were just talking about that last night. I was like,
cool.
Boo, let me tune my schedule down a bit because somebody got to watch the kids. And
she's gonna have you in there working.
But I love to see her out there doing her thing, man. Having that support system, bro. That's so crucial because everybody's trying to accomplish something, and it, like you said, it's going to be that speed bump in the road. But I'm gonna challenge folks. Could that speed bump be a friend? Somebody that could uplift you.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? To give you different heights. You see what I'm saying? Like just an analogy.
Yep.
And so we in here firing gems, bro. Like I'm just thankful for y'all because I didn't even think about a lot of this stuff until we have conversations. Like, and I get the mind going. Like, so just that experience with y'all, man. Like being able to elevate our mindsets and like you said, hold each other accountable and remove some of those blockers that we all got, like imposter syndrome. Huge. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like you're not supposed to be at the table you've been called to be at. And still, not able to perform at your best because you're self-sabotaging. That's real. You know what I'm saying? That's super real. I'm just going to tell you, I've battled with that daily. And I have to go in and have my accountability partners. I have to have my support system that, not to reaffirm me, but to give me that credibility that, okay, I've done the best that I can do to build the team around me. So hopefully I can be a blessing to them just like they're a blessing to me. Like that's it, bro. Like, just when we do the recaps, we get deep, bro. We get deep because it's a lot that don't happen since then. So
That's real.
you know, but I mean, anything else you had to?
Nah, man. I ain't shed tears today, but my nose is shedding a little tear.
them allergies going on?
Allergies booming. I don't know what it is.
Man, all I know is woke up this morning, man. I was watching some of the Olympics. Hey, man, USA need to come out there shining, man. We lost 2 of them exhibition games in basketball, man. I know we don't need to take no L's in the Olympics, man.
None. Women's soccer too. Y'all came out and y'all
saw
lost.
that.
Come on, but they won today. They watched the team today,
Oh, yeah.
so that's good.
You have to get it right. You guys get them the quick
Get
little
them
jitters
right.
out before. At least you get them jitters out before.
The
Before
preseason.
the medal rounds.
But no, but that's kind of interesting though, because would you? I mean, obviously you can, right? Like, but as a coach, you have to think about the mindset going into that. Like, man, we don't lost 2 in the exhibition. Hopefully, that ain't we use that as fuel to say, hey, we ain't taking no more L's. But as a coach, what would you tell your players though if they lost 2?
I know. I said a lot.
Defense. But no, I mean, you just got to tell them to get out there and, you know what I'm saying, like you said, you got the jitters out. You rather lose them early than lose them late. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose that game clincher, you know, that one that it takes to get their goal. So, you know what I'm saying, I think they got those L's out. They, know it's a team. And at the end of the day, man, some of the best basketball players in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to other countries around the world getting better at
And then
basketball
I was going
too.
to say that too. The game's elevating, man. The game is getting better. You got so many people from other countries playing in the NBA right now. So imagine all of them coming from a different place or a different country. And then there's already other folks from different countries that's good too that don't even get showcased on a level that we see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every day.
Right.
So you just don't know what type of talent's out there, and talent's way good.
Right, because if you really think about it, besides Anthony Street Clothes Davis, all the big man, straight Euro.
Straight Euro.
Jokic, Greek Freak,
Right.
Greek
Embiid.
Freak,
They just
MVP,
they
Greek
tall,
Freak.
bro.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. They did work.
Embiid playing for, who he playing for? He playing for, is he playing for Nigeria?
No, Embiid's from Cameroon.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so
No worries, we got young Google.
We might cut this out, but yeah.
But don't miss that
Process.
lesson though, bro. You were saying it's better to take the L's up front.
better take the L's in the
Then-
exhibition when it don't matter. Well, when it don't matter as much.
In
but
practice, right?
in practice.
Take the L's in practice. But if you don't go practice, when the time of big
practice.
game,
Hey, don't
is,
ask Allen Iverson about practice.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Practice.
he better wait till he get to that 56 and he get that money up, man.
Hey,
After fact checking Embiid from Cameroon.
Cameroon, right?
Nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're going to play. You got Doncic. He finna play for, Slovenia.
Yeah, they got
The
some
Gasol brothers doing it for España.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
they-
like, the talent's just that good, man. So you need to have folks out there that got that killer instinct to go out there
They
and
probably
and
got
ball.
Ricky Rubio probably still running
Come
with
on,
him.
man.
and
So-
they know how to play against each other too, which
Yeah.
is which makes it even more interesting because you have to elevate.
And
You have to.
you have to. I'm excited for the Olympic Games, man. I love watching the Olympics, man. It's always something
Best
I
of
always
the
used to
best
do.
from
It's the
every
best of the
country.
best, every country and
Every
every
country.
sport out there, man. So
Well, every country that can participate. Let's
That can
be real.
participate, yeah,
'Cause
for
that
sure.
there is still some
The
inequities.
Russian Olympic.
that can participate, man. So some countries that can't
They dopey.
for various reasons.
throw up the rock, the ROC, man.
ROC.
Man.
But yeah, man. I mean, that is the pinnacle though, because every 4 years too, though. That's what makes it special, I think. And
Even though I want to see Shorty or Shikari out there running them. I want to see that, though. I want to see that. We got to wait for the next
man.
Olympics, though. She would have been
That-
burning them out there, bro.
my
I'm trying to tell you.
we won't even get on that. That's whole nother.
Nah, I'm going to get on that, man. She needs to be up in there, man. We already talked about that marijuana earlier in this episode.
It should not have been that, bro. How does
If anything, man, that slow you down, man. She out there burning them on that
you might
J.
have a chance. You might have a chance, but probably not.
She a burner.
Man,
Hey,
man,
she's a
especially
runner.
she
She's
relax.
a track star. They ain't want to see her running them.
Man, she might have broke some records on that, man. That's probably what it is,
I'm
man.
trying to tell you, bro. She
But-
hit top speed on him.
Listen, that's still sad to me, man. After everything that this country said they want to accomplish and do, You really gonna try to just stop her from running because she's
If it's not a performance enhancing drug,
it's from the
they
earth.
should let her participate on the highest level. The United States want to see her out there, bro.
Folks was been doping and still been able to participate.
Hey,
This is not even illegal.
I feel all of that. But rules is rules.
Rules is
unfortunately.
Man.
That's true.
And then on top of that, it's like we just talking about the USA.
Yeah.
It ain't legal everywhere like that. So we coming from a different perspective.
That's true. Hey, thanks for humbling me.
Nah, but I feel you. It is food.
It's
It is
fugazi.
food. It is food. I ain't gonna sit here and say that, but
We have a long way to go.
there's guardrails and boundaries in place for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, nah, I mean, as long as everybody's treated fairly on that, I mean, it sucks, but we get it.
I
And
see Simone Biles out there, though, man.
goat.
The GOAT.
Hey, she put it on there too. Let people
She
know.
put the logo on
She
there,
put it
man.
on there. She ain't never like said, "I'm not goaty." Come on.
And ain't nobody questioning it.
Why?
Nobody.
They got
They know that black magic.
when you perform and the results are there.
The crazy thing
What
is,
can you say?
they trying to not give her them scores for them hard tricks nobody else is out there trying to perform.
They need to give them to her. She creating moves and
Bro, the double Yahiko. What's it called?
I don't even know.
What we talking about? I'm about to say triple Lutz. That's his ice skate. I was like, wait a minute. That ain't even the right sport.
Carrigan or some,
But somebody had to hit the triple Lutz though. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
probably said that's not a. I've never seen that before in my life. Zero. Like no, but creativity being stifled, bruh. Like come on, that's terrible.
That's creative at its finest, man.
Bruh, like they like oh, we don't even know what that's called. But how did she do that? And so you gotta give tens. Like
Real.
if you ain't never seen it before and it was tough that you can't even do it, nobody's done it before. How do you score that less than 10?
Hey, Vince Carter dunked over that 7-footer in the Olympics. I remember
He
that.
sure
That
did.
should have been a 10. They should have gave him 10 points. I ain't never seen it. That was full speed. Folks
Full
standing
speed.
straight up.
Listen, we only see greatness a few times. I mean, we seeing her do her thing. Vince did his thing, but once again, the powers that be, creativity, they might not go hand in hand, man. So,
That's real, man.
man,
That's real. But so since this is a recap episode, I'm gonna land it off with one last question. Where do y'all see us taking this for season 5? Sky is the limit, and you know that
We just gonna go. Hey, we gonna have to.
Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
I think that sums it up right there.
Yeah, that sums it up.
That's
We
the way.
taking it to new levels, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to get a live component going at some point. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously what folks are asking for at some point. But we're going to give the content the best way we can until that happens. But
That's
we're
right.
just going to keep evolving, man. Keep doing what we do. Keep bringing the hotness. Keep bringing, the lessons that we've learned. Keep growing together. And we don't know, man. I mean, that's the cool thing about it. Like we can really take it to any level that we want to. But we have to be cognizant of the schedules, like I said, and be flexible, and grow it as fast or as slow as we want.
True.
That's real. We're
You
going to
know?
be organic. We're going to keep the episodes coming.
Because no matter what, I still listen to some of this, man, for real. I go back and be like, man, communication, boom. I'm like, wow, we was okay. Because sometimes you just need to hear it, like from any source, like not even trying to be in a grandiose or cocky way, like or selfish way, like I need to hear myself talk. No, it's like Phil be dropping stuff. I'm like, man, I needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
Like for real, like my Apple Podcast, it played random and it was like communication came. I was like,
Hey,
nice.
so we just found out the root cause. So whenever you need Alan, the architect, to listen, just record it,
Oh, yeah,
edit
play
it,
it
and
back
then
to him.
he'll get it then.
Listen, man, I'm a lot going on. Whatever meetings we need to make communication more fluid, I'm all about it, man.
Hey,
So
no, that's real. That's real. Hey, I just see where we taking it, man. We can take off up on here, man, just like Bezos in space, man.
crazy, man.
Took a 10-15 minute trip up there.
Well, you got the gross national product in your back pocket. I mean, you can go ahead and take
Hey,
trips.
you
like
welcome, man. He thanked the Amazon buyers for
You're
supporting
welcome.
the trip up
Well,
there,
he's
man.
welcome.
Hey, he said thank you for buying stuff on Amazon every day during COVID. You let me go up in space, man. I was just telling you, welcome, man. So
Did he
Bezos-
thank the workers at Amazon?
He thanked the workers too. So shout out to the workers at Amazon. That's what he said. Huh? Hey, you welcome, because I bought a couple things during the COVID on Amazon. I probably shouldn't even
He
got.
really turned the pandemic to a pandemic.
For real.
A bill-demic. Billions.
Is it a trillion?
Man, I don't know. Hey, shout out to LeBron, though. NBA billionaire. Yes, sir.
Billy.
Billy. So, hey, black man, let's get it. Black man succeed. Black man, 3 black men in STEM.
Trying to win.
Trying to win. This 2 Shot Guys a Mile High. It's your boy P-Wil. Drip Chronicles.
It's your boy WB. I'm fly. Me. That's King Fly.
It's your boy Al-Diga, the architect. We're going to keep building together. Let's get it.
Let's build for season 5 then.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out listeners. Follow us. 2CGMH. 2 Shot Guys a Mile High. Gmail.
They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus, I'm looking. Looking at my homegirls now. Start stacking. Dabbled in crack. Gun packing. Nickname Medina. Make the scene and took my Nina. From gym class to in-glass. Passed off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger and wasted taste. Ain't no telling where this fella